and happy Vlogmas. Today we are doing a gift guide for gifts for her. I did a gift guide either last year or the year before that. I can't remember. I think it was last year and I really enjoyed filming it. I love watching gift guides on what to give people for Christmas. Sometimes it's hard for me to come up with some ideas, and so these can be very helpful. This could also be for someone's birthday. It doesn't have to be for Christmas. These items are not necessarily Christmas specific, but it is Vlogmas, so I'm calling this a holiday/Christmas gift guide. Please comment some things that maybe you are giving this year or things that you've gotten in the past that you would love or you would ask for if you didn't already have it, and let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible, and so I'm breaking it down into a couple different categories. So the first category is going to be beauty, and so I'm gonna try and keep it somewhat simple, and I'm gonna give you some broader categories and then give you some examples as well. So one of those would be just a simple fragrance gift set. So I recently got the Salt & Stone gift set of, it's like a deodorant, a perfume, I think a body wash, and maybe something else, maybe a lotion, and body mist for my birthday, and I thought it was such a good idea. I have been wanting to try that for a while, and the scents are amazing, and it's just a good way for someone to be able to try something without having to commit to buying the full price. Another one would be the Sol de Janeiro gift set, the Brazilian, I think it's called Bum Bum. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it's the 62 scent. That one is one of the most popular. I have it and I love it. I know a couple people have put that on their Christmas list already this year, and getting a little gift set like that is perfect. I got the gift set a couple years ago. That's like the body wash, I think it has a mini perfume, and then maybe a mini actual moisturizing cream. And it's one of my favorite things. Perfect for travel. It allows you to test out the scent, like I said, and so that's a good idea to get someone. Another thing would also be some hair care. So like a hair oil set. For example, I love the Kerastase hair repair night cream, and I believe it comes in like a little set with that and oil. And then you also can get a set from Moroccan oil, or there's so many at Sephora, even at TJ Maxx, you can get some hair care. And I just think that's a really good idea to give someone. I love getting stuff like that and stuff to try out, especially when it's a nice brand that maybe I don't want to buy the full thing right up front, but I just want to try it. So that's a good thing to go ahead and gift someone. Another thing would also be a hair mask. I'm gonna insert my favorite hair mask in this video. I also will have everything linked below in my like to know it, but this hair mask is amazing, and I put it on my gift. I bought this hair mask I think for like Prime Day or Black Friday a couple of years ago, and it lasted me a really long time, and I've been out of it, so I did add it to my Christmas list that I gave my family members this year, so I wanted to share this as well. It's a fantastic hair mask, but you also could put other ones on there. There's lots of great ones at Amazon, Target, Walmart, even TJ Maxx and places like that, like I shared earlier, Ulta, but a hair mask is always a great gift as well. Sticking with beauty, this one's a little bit more expensive, but I have the Omnilux Red Light Mask, and it has been a game changer as someone who is very acne prone. Whenever I purchased it, I did use our like FSA, HSA. It is kind of expensive, so it's definitely an investment, but I do think it's very nice for someone who has acne prone skin or deals with problems. It's great for anti-aging as well. So if you have that money within your budget, it is a great gift for someone. And then the last thing I have for beauty would be a nice perfume. I love Le Labo, and if you know me, you know I love Le Labo. My favorite scent ever is Thé Noir 29. It is the best scent ever. I swear I get compliments all the time. Everyone is constantly telling me how much they like my perfume, asking me what I'm wearing, telling me that I smell good. I literally got a text from my friend not too long ago where she texted me. She was like, I feel like I still smell you. Like, what is your perfume? I also have the lotion as well, and the lotion lasts a very long time. It doesn't last quite as long as the actual perfume. You can also get little travel sizes, and there's also a discovery set for Le Labo where you can try it out, but you also don't have to gift Le Labo. Le Labo is very expensive, and I completely understand that. So you can also find great perfumes at TJ Maxx, Ulta, Target. Mix Bar at Target has a great line of perfumes. I personally have the Mix Bar, I believe it's called Vanilla Bourbon perfume, and it smells heavenly. It smells just like Commodity Gold, which is another more expensive perfume. If you have any questions about some perfume recommendations, feel free to comment them below, but there are so many that you can buy, and you can also even do like a discovery set of different brands, not just Le Labo. There's just something about having a signature signature perfume scent. That is so nice. So perfumes are always a great gift. Okay, now we're switching over to jewelry. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually the necklace that I'm wearing right here. It is from the brand Golden. It's GLDN. I will have everything linked below. But this necklace is actually a locket. It is an oval locket and it has a engraving of an initial of my cat that recently passed away. I've shared a little bit if you watch any of my recent videos. You've heard me talk about it and know how hard it is on me, and it's very hard to lose a pet. And so I got this shortly after he passed, so that way I could always keep him with me. And I have a picture of him, and then I have a picture of him and his brothers as well, because it's double-sided. It's very, very tiny, but it's the perfect little size for me. And I got it in gold, and I do take it off when I shower, but I take off all my jewelry when I shower. But so far it's been great. I haven't seen any tarnishing, and I've now had it for a couple months. So I do love this, and it's very special to me. I think it would be a special gift for anyone who has lost a family member, lost a pet, or even if someone that you just want to keep near and dear to your heart that is still on this earth. You could also gift this as a gift. You know, if you're a mother, you could put your pictures of your kids, you could put a picture of your husband, you could put a picture of your best friend, you could put a picture of your wife, whoever or whatever is special to you. And I did get the gold filled one, so I didn't get gold plated, but I also didn't get pure gold, so I got the one that's a little bit in between. I believe it was like $100 or so, and kind of expensive, but I wanted it to last me. Another thing that is kind of simple and a little bit cheaper, if you want a little bit cheaper jewelry, would be just like some plain statement rings. I love to wear rings, and I used to not be into jewelry, but I've been getting back into it. So I have a couple rings right now. I have random ones like from Etsy, farmers markets, craft shows. I also have some from Amazon. There are so many good options on Amazon. The brand, I think it's Pavoi, but it's Pavoi. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Has some great pieces that do not tarnish super quickly. So, you know, it's your decision on how expensive you want to be with it or how cheap you want to be with it. You can also find some adjustable ones like this one if you're not sure what size they are. Another great gift, which is a little bit more expensive, but speaking of jewelry, is going to be an Oura ring. I have an Oura ring that I love. Before I got my Oura ring, I actually didn't wear rings all that often. I usually don't wear rings just around the house. I will wear them when I'm out, but I don't wear jewelry typically just in the house except for this necklace. I now wear my Oura ring all the time except for like when I'm cooking or when I'm showering. That's like the only time I take them off. Sometimes when I'm cleaning, I'll take it off, but regardless, I have really enjoyed getting to know my body and kind of being a little bit more in tune with my sleep, and it helps me track my menstrual cycle. And I just think it's been very beneficial to learn all that. My husband actually wants one now. They are very expensive. I will say I have the Gen 3, and this one is a lot cheaper than the Gen 4 right now. So if you wanted to get the Gen 3, mine works just fine. The Gen 4, I'm sure, is also great if you wanted to splurge and get a little bit more of an expensive one. They also came out with some ceramic ones, which I saw are really cute. Those just came out as well. So there's lots of different options. I do just want to say with an Oura ring, you do have to have a subscription. If you're going to gift it to someone and you're like, here's this ring that you're going to have to pay however much a month now for the rest of your life or for as long as you have it, totally understand that. So there's other options too. There's different smart rings now that have come out where you don't have to pay a subscription. But I just personally love my Oura ring and I'm fine to pay it. But you know, that's not everyone's cup of tea. So with the Oura ring, since that was kind of technology, we're going to transition now into technology. So there's a couple different Ninja appliances that I think have been very cool and very trendy, but also pretty functional. So I want to talk about a couple of those. One of them is the Ninja Crispy. I think it's an air fryer, but it essentially just has like a clear base so you can kind of see what's going on. I've heard that it's a little bit safer for food. I'm not sure all the specs or all the details, but I do see people recommending it, so that would be a good option. Also, the Ninja Slushie, I think is what it's called, the one that creates any drink or any liquid into a slushie machine. That one has been really fun, especially if you're someone who likes to host or if you're gifting to someone who likes to host. I think that would be a great option to give someone. It's not something I think maybe everyone would buy for themselves, so it'd be a nice gift. There's also, I think it's called the Ninja Luxe Cafe. I'll put the correct one on here, but my friend just got this, and when I was visiting her, she made me a couple coffees and they were delicious. And this coffee machine does so much. I think when my Nespresso ends up dying, or maybe in a couple of years, I'm going to upgrade to one like this because it does so many things. She was showing me all the different features of it. I think it's a lot cheaper than like a Breville espresso machine, but it's still does so much, and I was really impressed. So that would be a great machine. It is pretty pricey, so just keep that in mind. But if you want a little bit of a cheaper espresso machine to give someone, I do have the Nespresso and I love it. I got it from Costco and it was probably about $200, which is still expensive, but it came in a great bundle and it came with the Arancino as well. So that is another great gift. Another gift to give someone would be some headphones. Now I have both AirPods and I have the over-the-ear headphones, and I love both of them. I use them for different purposes. For example, when I'm working out, I like to wear my AirPods so I don't get all sweaty, especially when I'm walking outside and it's warm with them. I like to have just something simple in my ear, but I love my over-the-ear headphones because the noise cancellation is just unmatched. I have the Bose Quiet Comfort and I've had them for several years now, and I think I've included them in a couple different videos. I might have even put them in my gift guide last year, I can't remember, but I highly recommend them. They are so comfy. I have issues when I wear glasses or headbands for a long time, but these headphones have never given me a problem. I've worn them for 5-hour flights, 2-hour flights, 9-hour flights, the whole time, and had zero problems. I could honestly probably sleep with them if I could figure out how to lay down like that, but they are super comfortable. My husband ended up getting a pair because he would use mine and loved them. They are a great headphone. And my AirPods I just have like the basic standard like first AirPod. I think when I got my iPad, there was a deal where you got like a set of AirPods. So those are the AirPods I have, but there's so many different options now and they're just a great option to have. There's also like Bose and JBL headphones if you don't want to spend the $100 or $200 to get AirPods. There are some cheaper options for those in-ears, but headphones are always a great gift. Now I want to talk about a couple household options. Some of these things are actually things that I put on my Christmas list that I gave to my family. And the first one being a cookbook stand. This is something that I keep saying, like every time I'm cooking with a cookbook, I'm like, oh, I need to get a cookbook stand. And I always forget. It's something that I've never really like put on my grocery list to go shop for or look for. And I was like, why don't I just put that on my Christmas list? So here's to hoping that I'm going to get one. But if not, I'll probably end up going shopping for one because I do need one. And it's not something that I usually see someone have when I'm at someone's house in their kitchen. So I feel like it would be a great gift to give people. There's so many cute options on Amazon. There's some great options at Target. I'm sure you can find them at department stores, TJ Maxx, Bell. But I just think it's a cute gift. It's not something that I think everyone would think of. And they also make ones that kind of fold up where you don't have to store it on your counters all the time. But I probably would store mine on my counters all the time because we do cook with a cookbook a lot. But that is one of the things that I actually did put on my Christmas list this year. Another thing that I did put on my Christmas list was a Dutch oven. So my husband and I are wanting to start doing some sourdough, and we have never made it before, and we do have a Dutch oven already. I believe it's I'm not sure how big it is, but it's pretty small, and I think it's big enough to make sourdough, but I just wanted one that was a little bit bigger, especially too for when I'm making soups. The one we have right now is pretty small. I can't make a ton of soup in it, so I wanted a bigger one, so I did put that on my Christmas list as well. And I have seen some great Dutch ovens at TJ Maxx and Marshall's recently for a great price. They were also just on sale not too long ago for like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that kind of thing, but you can always find some good deals. I also think mini Dutch ovens are really cute. I don't know if I would like personally use them that often. I think they would be a cute gift. Put that and then maybe like a little baking kit or something to just make like a personal like pot pie or a personal apple pie or something like that. You know, just like a cute little set to give someone if you wanted something small to give someone. Another household item that I just shared that I got for my birthday, a candle warmer. All right, sorry, I got 2 candle warmers for my birthday. I now have 4 in my house and I love them. They are so practical and such a good option for people who have pets or are nervous about flames. I think it's a lot safer. You still have to be very careful, but the thing that I like about ones now is the one I got years ago did not come with a timer. The ones nowadays, they all seem to have timers, which is so nice and so convenient, especially if there's someone in your house that is maybe a little bit more forgetful about turning things off or blowing candles out. It's just a nice thing to have. There's so many different options. I have the standard one that looks like the lamp that everyone's getting now, and the one I got a couple years ago is a little bit more enclosed, and that one's really nice for my cats so they can't go and knock down the candle. You can find them at TJ Maxx, at Costco, at Walmart, at Target. I've seen them everywhere, and I think it is a great gift. Another kind of household like slash kitchen item would be a custom embroidered apron. I just gifted one to my friend for her birthday not too long ago, and then I actually got an apron for myself, and I'm probably gonna embroider my name on it. But I think that is such a good, cute gift to have. I did not have an apron before, and a lot of people were telling me like, oh yeah, I don't have an apron, like that's a good idea. If someone already has an apron, they probably don't have a custom one. But if they do have a custom one, there's a chance that they don't have the exact custom one that you're thinking of gifting. So I do think it is a great gift. It's a very inexpensive gift. There's some great options on Amazon. You can also buy them on Etsy. If you don't have someone locally to embroider it for you, there's people who will do it on Etsy as well. Another household item / electronic is also a pet vacuum. So I did put this on my Christmas gift list this year for like a Secret Santa that I do with some other family members. But there's pet vacuums that help with shedding, and you pretty much just like brush the dog. It's almost like an electric brush, and it just like kind of sucks the hair out into a vacuum. So you're not necessarily like vacuuming your dog, but I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it, but it seems very nice and very practical for someone like me with so many animals, and we constantly are trying to vacuum and pick up dog hair. You can look right here on my couch and see all this cat hair and dog hair from where they rub up against. So I did put that on my list, and it's something that if I don't get, I will probably end up purchasing in the new year, just because I think it would hopefully help with the cleanliness of my house as far as dog hair. If you know someone who has a pet, I think it would be a great gift. And then the last category that I'm going to talk about is clothing and bags. So I put a couple of these on my Christmas list this year, and the first one being a nice workout set. So they have some great options on Amazon, and I put this specific one on my Christmas list because I have one similar that I actually got from TikTok Shop, and I love it. It is one of my favorite tops I've ever had. The biker shorts are also very nice. If you know someone who likes to work out or even just likes to wear athleisure to just lounge in, there are some great sets. There's also ones with tank tops and leggings, and I will include a couple that I would be interested in on my Like to Know It, so that way you can kind of see different options that they have. There's a lot that are really inexpensive that are still great quality. Another thing that might be a little bit more expensive would be a nice pair of walking shoes or like running shoes if someone is a runner, or even just a casual shoe that's comfortable. I love to wear a comfortable shoe, and so some of my favorites are my New Balance. I have a couple different ones. I have what's I think called the 9060. I have the kids version and the adult version, and they're both very comfortable. I think I've talked about them in another video before, but I've worn them all day before and they do not hurt my feet. They're a great walking shoe. I also love my Hokas. I have the Bondi, I don't know if it's called Boost, I think is what it is, but they're a little bit like a platform one, and they're the ones I always go on my walks with, so they've been great for that. But any comfortable shoe I think is really practical. I also have the Dr. Scholl's Time Off sneaker, and I wore those when I was in Paris, and they are so comfortable, so supportive. Dr. Scholl's has a lot of great options that look like Vans and look like Adidas sneakers that I think are really cute, but also super comfortable. Another good shoe to give would be some rain boots. Rain boots are not something that I feel like everyone always has, and if you do, I don't think it hurts to have another pair. So I have actually two pairs of rain boots. I have a Hunter short black pair, not like the short Chelsea boot, but I have one that's like kind of like the mid size, and I wear those a lot like around the yard when I'm doing yard work, and then of course when it's raining. I do have boot socks for it, and they're not lined, so I can wear them like in the summer or the spring when I'm working around the yard and I don't get too hot in them. And then I also have an insulated pair that I got from TJ Maxx probably like a year ago, and they are so warm. They're actually knee high and they're very comfortable. I believe they are a collab of some sorts, and they were on like super clearance. They were like $60, and they're pretty green color, and I love both of them. And I just wore my green ones yesterday because it was like raining and all slushy and gross. So it's nice to have some different options for my rain boots. I've seen Walmart have some really nice ones. I've seen Costco even have some Hunter boots before. So a good pair of rain boots might be a good gift. Now I want to talk about some bags that you could give. So one of my favorite bags is my Bagoo. I have the medium crescent in seafoam, and it's one of my favorite bags that I've ever owned. It is machine washable, very practical for just every day. They also have great neutral colors. They have one that's a cream color. They have a black color. I think my favorite part about them is just how much they fit. My medium one, I don't think looks too bulky when I'm wearing it, but it fits so many things, and there's so much you can do with them. They're a little bit more expensive, but I think there are some dupes on Amazon as well. Another great brand that I actually don't own anything from personally is Portland Leather. If you wanted to give a nice leather bag, I love a leather bag. I think they're very classy and timeless. I have a couple like Coach leather bags that I've thrifted, but the Portland Leather is one that I've been really impressed with, and there's a couple bags on there that I've been eyeing, but I don't really need another bag right now, but they're still very cute. cute, but Portland leather has so many options. There's great tote bags, there's mini bags, there's wallets, there's crossbodies. Recently when I went to TJ Maxx and Marshalls, they also had a great selection of leather bags, and I just think you can't go wrong with a nice leather bag. Another good bag would be like a Vera Bradley duffel bag or just a cute quilted duffel bag. I recently got one probably actually over a year ago now, maybe a year and a half, and I always wanted a Vera Bradley duffel when I was growing up, but we couldn't afford brand name stuff like that, so I never got anything like Vera Bradley, like the lunchbox or anything. So I did find one on clearance for, I believe it was like $40, like I said, a year and a half ago, and I use it all the time. It's the perfect weekend bag. I love that it's machine washable and you can keep it clean that way, and it fits so much, and I just think the pattern is beautiful, and I think those will always be around. Certain patterns may come and go out of style. I just think you can't go wrong with a nice duffel bag. And then same thing with their tote bags. I put this on my gift guide last year and I still use it almost weekly. Whenever I'm leaving the house and grabbing a bag, like a tote bag to carry something with, I usually grab this bag. This is one of my favorite bags. They have so many great patterns and it fits so many things. I love this bag, so I do recommend a good tote bag too. There's some good quilted ones from all different websites, but this one is from Vera Bradley. And then the last thing as far as clothing is a nice comfy robe. I have a robe that is a dupe of the Barefoot Dreams one that I actually got from Sam's Club, so it's the Members Mark brand, probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I wear it, I'm not even kidding, every single day. I've washed it so many times and it is still like as good as new every time I wash it. And I just think that makes a nice gift, especially too, you could always embroider or get an embroidered one of someone's initial or their name, and I think that's a really cute idea. So that includes my 2025 gift guide for girls. A lot of these gifts I have on here I think are pretty timeless, so this gift guide, if you're watching this in future years, could also be relevant. Like I said earlier, comment down below if you have any of these things, or if you've gifted anything recently that you thought was a good idea, or if you've received anything that made a great gift. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like it and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.